going on, Broncos country? Welcome to another edition of Broncos Daily with your host, Kurt Valenti. You want the latest Broncos news, rumors, Broncos talk? Make sure you come back here, like, subscribe to the page. Also, leave your comments. I will get to your comments on a later show. But, well, here we go. Here we go. First day, come and gone of free agency. And I know some of you guys aren't going to be happy. And, I'm not happy. I'm not mad. I'm in between, right? I'm in between because did we make the big splash? No. Is free agency over? No. Free agency really legally hasn't begun, right? It's Wednesday, but the legal tampering period, but it's just begun. There's so many great players out there. There's moves to be made. Um, I'll just say it and I'll start it like this. Did we get worse today? No. We re-signed our players. We lost JFM, which was expected. We were never going to go $20 million a year. And hey, great for John Franklin Myers. And he, got his bag. And congratulations. But did we get better? That's the question. And no. We have not. We've kind of stayed status quo, right? We stayed where we are. It's not a bad thing because we won 14 games and we were in an AFC championship game and we didn't play that game without our starting franchise quarterback. But there's still work to get done. And, we got some things done, but there's still a lot to get done. And I think they're going to get it done. But let's see, what happened today, right? What happened? We all knew the first and foremost, the thing the Broncos wanted to do was go out and get a running back. And from reports, again, we were tied to Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker and Travis Etienne. But when it came down, the Broncos really were focused on two running backs, Travis Etienne and J.K. Dobbins. Early this morning, Kenneth Walker went to the Chiefs. Can't be happy about that. It's our rival. It's in our division. We're going to have to deal with them. Super Bowl MVP. But it seemed like the Broncos were never really in on him. But the Broncos were in on Travis Etienne. He wound up going to New Orleans. Stated he wanted to play somewhere near home from that area. And, he chose the Saints. Also got a 4-year deal in the $12 million range. The Broncos set a limit of, where they wanted to go. After it hit 10 million, the Broncos said, we're out. We can't do that. So they pivoted to J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins got a 2-year deal worth $16 million. But in reality, it's a 1-year, $8 million guaranteed deal with a team option for the second year. With incentives, that 2 years can go up to $20 million. But really what you're looking at is J.K. Dobbins coming back, 1 year, $8 million fully guaranteed. Year 2 next year, that's a team option for the Broncos. Now, J.K. Dobbins, let's be realistic. J.K. Dobbins was fantastic for the Denver Broncos this year. Fantastic. He had, again, I believe it was, he only played 10 games, had almost 800 yards, was the 5th leading rusher, I believe, at the time. And he had a freak injury. I know people keep saying that he's getting injured a lot, and he has, but that injury in that Raider game, it was a freak injury. Now, it's not good. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I still don't feel comfortable with saying, hey, you're our RB1 and there's nothing else behind you, and then RJ Harvey. I still think we have to do something else. Okay? But Dobbins is back. The Broncos love him. The Broncos locker room loves him. He's a great fit in that locker room. He was great for RJ Harvey. Sean Payton wanted him back. George Payton wanted him back. His teammates wanted to be back. And more importantly, he wanted to be back. I think he feels like there was a little unfinished business that season got cheated because he couldn't play in those postseason games. He couldn't play in the AFC Championship game. Supposedly, he would be back for the Super Bowl if we got there. But listen, unfortunately, it didn't happen, right? But Dobbins is back. I still think 100% more needs to be done. Now, does that mean we use our first round pick in the draft? Do we move up to go get a better running back? Do we, take a running back up, moving up in the second round? There's still some free agents available, right? You still got, the Brian Robinson Juniors in the world. A name that's going to come up is Alvin Kamara. With ETN going there now, what is Kamara's status there, right? So we're going to get to it. I have a question about Kamara later on from one of the viewers' comments, but I still would like something else. I'm happy that Dobbins is back. I've always wanted a running back, somebody with Dobbins, with RJ Harvey. That was my running back room. So Dobbins and RJ Harvey are there, which is, it's a pretty good running back room, but we got to get one more guy. Is that guy going to come from free agency? Again, you can never say never with the trade market, right? But what's out there right now in the trade market, in the running back position, or do we look in the draft? Again, we're not desperate, which is good, right? It's good. If just say worst case scenario, we have to go in with Dobbins and RJ Harvey. I mean, it's not terrible, right? I would like, the only thing that scares me, listen, if you could tell me I can get 17 games and 3 playoff games of healthy Dobbins and RJ Harvey, I'll sign up for that right now and say we're good. The thing that scares me is the health of J.K. Dobbins. If Dobbins goes down again, now it's going to put so much pressure on RJ Harvey to not only just be that receiving threat out of the backfield, but he's got to be the every down running back. So that's what I want to fix. That's what scares me a little. What do you guys think, Bronco Country? Are you happy? Do you want something else? Do you think we should have went in more money for ETN? The Broncos weren't gonna. They just were not going to do that. They set there, I believe it was 10 million. They said that's what they're doing. They're not going more than 10 million. Once it started going up, there was a bidding war. There was actually 4 teams in on ETN. So once it got to that, the Broncos pivoted to Dobbins. I love the contract, right? It's basically like a 1 year, $8 million. I mean, how can you go wrong for that? Anything happens, injury, he doesn't perform this year, you just don't re-sign him next year. If he does have a fantastic year and he's a top 5 running back like he was last year, you got him. Excuse me. You got him for $8 million again, right? With incentives, the most it could be is 2 for 20. I mean, it's a steal of a deal. So again, I don't mind it. I don't think they're done. I'm not sure if it's going to be free agency or if they have to go in the draft. And when I say in the draft, can't be a 5th round, 6th round, 7th round. It's got to be a high draft pick. Jadarian Price from Notre Dame. Love that name. Absolutely love that player. I am, again, I don't believe in, though, you can't take a running back in the first round. If you love him, go get him. People are going to say Jeremiah Love. I just don't think now. I know a lot of teams, the Saints got their running back. The Chiefs got their running back. But will he get by the Commanders, right? Like, I don't think we can go from 30 to go get him. If we could go get him, oh my God, would I go get him? I mean, stud rate, written all over him, probably a top 3 running back, 4 running back in 2 years, maybe even next year. But I don't think we can go get him. I don't know what it's going to take. But Dobbins is back. Nothing else right now from the running back position. Let's see again. Going to enter today, day 2 of free agency. See what else is out there. But J.K. Dobbins back to pair with R.J. Harvey. Flipping to the other side of the ball, another position that we have been speaking about on this podcast is that inside linebacker position. It was unsure. Justin Stranad, free agent. Alex Singleton, free agent. Dre Greenlaw, a free agent signing last year, but injuries, missed, I think he only played 8 games last year. What was his status going to be? Well, we got some, we got a lot of answers within the past couple days, right? Justin Stranad signs. He's back. Today, the Denver Broncos re-signed Alex Singleton. 2 years, $15.5 million deal. Bumped up a little bit from his contract last year. Again, listen, first and foremost, the guy is a warrior, winner. What he went through on the health side, his health scare to come back. Not only just to come back, but to come back and play, make some big plays. Is he the perfect linebacker? No. Do we have to still fix that room? 100%. Also, with news, the Broncos did release Dre Greenlaw. So, from the Singleton, Stranad, Greenlaw inside linebacker room last year, one of those guys now is gone. He just didn't work out. Listened to a couple of shows tonight. It just said he just was not a fit for this team, for this locker room, what this organization wanted. I was super pumped up last year when we got him. The guy is an absolute beast when healthy. The problem is when healthy. The past couple years, 2 years ago, he didn't play at all. Last year, just 8 games and just did not fit in, did not play well. And it wasn't a good move, right? It wasn't a good move. Listen, we tried it, didn't work. Hey, no hard feelings. We got to move on. They saved $6 million in cap space with Greenlaw. So now Singleton is back. So their captain is back. The guy who Vance Joseph wants to wear the green dot in the helmet, calls the defense. He is back. So, question, is it Singleton and Stranad? Or, now, I 100% I think the Broncos in the draft are going to go with a young linebacker, whether it's the first round or second round. Again, Jacob Rodriguez, sign me up for that guy right now. I will take him at 30 if we could. Just don't know if he's going to be there. I mean, he was always a second round. He's going to go in the second round. He's going to be in the 50s, 60s. But no, the game film don't lie. What he tested at the combine was a lot better than people thought. So now it's kind of going to push him in the first round. I think we would have to take him at 30 if we want him. I don't think we see him in the second round. So that's a thought right there. The Devin Lloyd thing. As of doing this pod, as of Monday night, he's still out there. I don't know if we're involved in that. Again, leading up to free agency, there was a lot of talk that the Broncos were interested in him. A couple other guys went off. The Raiders, signed 2 linebackers, but Devin Lloyd is still out there. I don't know if that's something, we can still do. Money wise, again, we can always, we still have money. We really didn't spend much, right? We really didn't. So, and again, we can still restructure if we have to, but I just don't know if that ship sailed. So the inside linebacker, what are your thoughts, right? Are you happy if it goes Stranad and Singleton? Will you sign up for that and say, hey, let that ride and see how that goes? Also, Drew Sanders is another guy that, we keep forgetting. We keep forgetting because he's another guy that can't get on the field because of injuries. But Stranad stepped up. Singleton is just a worrier. The problem with him, though, again, 32 years old, the coverage, that's why we need a young linebacker who can cover, who has speed. That is the one thing we are missing in our defense. And right now, we did not get that in free agency. But again, this is the one thing where, even though we didn't have the big splash today, I'm still okay with it because we still have the draft. Right? Again, trades can still happen, but linebackers, there's not nobody really, when you look at the trade market of who's quote unquote available, you never really know who's available. But right now, there's nobody really out there in the trade market. That middle linebacker spot might come from the draft. Right now, it's looking like the 2 areas that we really need, the running back and the middle linebacker. The draft does seem to have those players in a pretty strong class, especially the middle linebacker class. That linebacker class that year is very deep and it's very good with high-end talent. And what I mean is like first 2 or 3 rounds, but particularly first 2. You're going to get a player that can play right now and by next year should be a starting middle linebacker for, 5 to 7 years in this NFL and play at a high level. So that is the one good thing about that linebacker position. So what's your thoughts, though? Are you happy? Would you sign up for a Stranad Singleton starting middle linebacker? I mean, that's what it was a lot this year, right? Because Greenlaw did not play a lot, so it was Stranad and Singleton. Would you run that back? Would you be happy with that? Or do you want to get something else? I don't mind it. Again, Devin Lloyd, I'm still going to check in on that. Don't know if that's possible anymore. But other than that, I'm going to go to that draft. And Jacob Rodriguez is still my guy. That is the guy I want. I think he is a young tackling machine. He can cover. He's fast, nose for the ball, just a defensive playmaker. And it's a linebacker we'll have for 5 to 7 years. So that's the guy I'm zeroing in on the linebacker if I cannot get a Devin Lloyd. Again, no news on him as of tonight. So, again, you never say never. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but we don't know. So, last thing tonight, guys, is, what will the Broncos do next in free agency? And a lot of people are panicking today, and, probably myself included for a little, like, what's going on? We're seeing all these people go off the board. The Broncos aren't doing anything, especially in the running back room. You saw Rico Dowdle go off. Kenneth Walker went off. ETN went off. And we haven't got anything. But then when we re-signed Dobbins, it was a little like, okay, let's relax. Let's not go crazy. We don't want to overspend, right? We don't want to overspend. ETN is somebody we all wanted. But listen, the Broncos put a price on it. Also, ETN wanted to play closer to home. We really were kind of like in a lose-lose situation with that. So that's fine, okay? Getting Dobbins back is important. But like I said, we still have to finish that room. That room is not complete. So again, whether we can, get something smaller in the free agent market, does somebody get traded? Alvin Kamara. People are still talking about Breece Hall. Can Breece Hall still get out of, sign an extension with the Jets and then they trade him? And so again, let's not close the door on that. Again, right now we're not in a terrible situation with Harvey and Dobbins. I want to add one more vet and I want to get a rookie, because those four guys, that's the room that I want to go to. I want to go and say, let's go. Like, this is my running back room. It has to get better than last year. And I personally, I don't know what your thoughts are. Let me know. I just cannot personally trust J.K. Dobbins. I think if we see Dobbins in a 17-game season and into playoffs, he's going to be one of the better running backs in the NFL. It's, can he stay healthy? And I cannot take that gamble. I don't think we can take that gamble. That's why I want to get another vet. Give me Alvin Kamara now. You know what? I don't need Alvin Kamara to have 20 and 25 carries, but it's an insurance just in case Dobbins goes down. I have a vet there that can play there, along with a rookie, okay? Along with RJ Harvey. It's just insurance after insurance. That's what we have to do. That's where we are. Super Bowl window, we cannot play around, right? We can't let what happened this year. Dobbins gets hurt. Okay, we have two undrafted guys in our backfield. That can't happen. We need more of a pros pro, a vet, and a better rookie to go along with RJ Harvey. Also, there's been rumors that the Broncos are looking into a wide receiver. Born from San Francisco, the Broncos checked in with him. He went to Arizona. Two names that I've been hearing, a couple, listening to some shows tonight. Romeo Doubs from Green Bay, they're still interested in, and Juwan Jennings from San Francisco. Now, that's a name I like. I am a huge fan of Juwan Jennings. If we can get him, if he is available, because he's a bigger receiver, he's got speed. I would take a look into that. They're not looking really for like a wide receiver one. They're saying like they're looking for kind of like a third down receiver, a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, get that guy, a possession guy to get open. So Jennings would fit that bill. Dobbs would fit that bill. And, there could be a couple more. Some of the contracts were crazy. Alec Pierce, hey, congratulations on that. But I'm sorry, like, I'm not paying Alec Pierce $28 million. That's crazy. Like, he's not a top 10, top 5, top 6 receiver in the NFL. He's not. And this is the problem with free agency sometimes. Like, the contracts, when you got teams that have money, they're going to overspend, and you're going to get into bidding wars that players might not be worth it. And as much as I would have loved Pierce, I can't give him $29 million. That's like Justin Jefferson money, and I'm not doing that. AJ Brown right now, nothing with that. I saw something, possibility. New England still trying to get him, and again, I wouldn't throw my name out of that, but it looks like Denver does like the receivers. But I still want to get, again, another vet and another rookie too. So would I take Juwan Jennings? 100%. I would take Romeo Doubs? 100%. The second thing that they said that the free agency, in the rest of free agency is tight end. They were throwing out names, Dallas Goedert. Who was the other? I went blank. Oh, the Broncos did. Cade Otton, the Denver Broncos did have interest, but again, Cade Otton re-signed with Tampa Bay. Hey, there's nothing that we could do about that. He wanted to resign. He wanted to go to Tampa Bay. Denver was interested in him. Denver was going to give him, make him a nice offer, but he wanted to go back to where he was. So there's nothing we could do. It's not like we lost out on that. Hey, that's an advantage that a team has with their own free agent. So again, it's not that Denver didn't try. Even though they got Troutman back and Ingram will be coming back, it does look like the Broncos are going to add another tight end in free agency, and they're going to also look to, add that another tight end through the draft with a younger player. David Njoku is the other player. So Njoku, Goddard's still out there. So there's been some talk the Broncos are interested in another player, that this room is not done. Troutman is going to be their quote-unquote blocking tight end. Ingram will come back. Ingram and Davis Webb, again, very close. Davis Webb has said that he will, incorporate him and move him around and get him more touches this year. So those will be two tight ends, but it looks like the Broncos will be trying to go get another tight end, another athletic pass receiving tight end, which I like. I think they have to do that. And again, they're going to probably draft a younger guy. So I think that those are the two rooms. I think the wide receiver and the tight end are the two that the Broncos will be making moves. Again, listening tonight, look for the Broncos to, be adding a couple players in the next couple days to the end of the week. The Broncos are not done. They're far from done. They really haven't even started yet. So, we took care of our talent. We got the talent that we wanted to bring back, and now we're going to add the outside talent. There's still tons of great players. Right? Everybody was disappointed. There was a time today where I was disappointed. Like, what's going on? We're not going to, we're not making this splash for the running back and stuff like that. But then when you sit back and you look and say, listen, did I really want to pay $15 million and $13 million? Again, the Travis Etienne hurt a little because I just thought in this offense, he would be dynamic. But when the Broncos say, hey, listen, this is all we want to spend. It's not like they said we want to spend $5-6 million. They were going up to 10 and a little over 10, and that's a lot of money for a running back. So, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because we got Dobbins. Now go get me one more vet, and then after you give me one more vet, I want a legit rookie, and then those are the four I'm bringing in this room. So, give me one more vet, one more rookie, RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, and I'll be a happy Bronco fan. So what's your thoughts on Bronco country? What else do you want to do in free agency? Again, a couple more depth pieces. Let's still look at that linebacker spot. Basically the four spots, right? The running back, again, I don't know what's left as a quote-unquote free agent. Alvin Kamara is different because I know Alvin Kamara, there's rumors of retirement. There's rumors that he's old, but if I could get him on the cheap, and when I mean on the cheap, like a 7th round draft pick in a trade, and maybe the Saints pay for some of that money, I just would not mind him in this room because he's with Sean Payton, and that's Sean's guy, and he knows how to use him, and we don't have to use him as a main back, but he's insurance behind Dobbins to pair with Harvey. So let's just keep that in mind. But I think wide receiver, look for wide receiver. Again, some of the names, Romeo Doubs, Juwan Jennings, tight ends, David Njoku, Dallas Goedert. Those are some names still being floated out there, and that they do look like they will add a wide receiver, add a tight end, and I think it 100% has to be done. Those two positions have to be done along with the running back and inside linebacker. We could be on this pod for hours. Those are the four positions. We did lose Greenlaw, but like I said, did we get worse today? No. Did we get really better? No. The difference is we're 14-3. So we have to add on. We have to make a little tweak. We have to make some tweaks, and we will. Again. Also, that number 30th draft pick, it does not have to be used, right? We could always go and say, especially on the offensive side of the ball, hey, we want to get Jalen Waddle. We've said it from day one. A.J. Brown. Those guys that are number 30, and if there's nobody you love in that draft, and Miami's like, listen, we're really blowing this up. Let's put Waddle on the block. I would go do that. So, we may not know until the draft. But that's always another opportunity to go get a better weapon. So, again, Bronco country, what do you want to do? Next couple days in free agency, give me your list. That's my list. Wide receiver, tight end, inside linebacker, but wide receiver now and tight end. I like that they're looking to add, and I think it's important that they add. And the last thing today is, again, I want to get into the viewers' comments. And guys, you have done an awesome job. Again, bring some more Bronco people over. You guys want the latest Bronco news, rumors, trades, draft, free agency. This is it. Come to Broncos country. Come to Broncos Daily. Bring all of Broncos country. Like, subscribe, and leave comments, because I love doing this. I'm going to read a couple of comments today. I do it on every show, and you guys have been awesome. I love interacting with you guys. So here's a couple of comments today. This is from Kells4198. Love your content. Listening to you makes me feel like I'm about to get, quote unquote, get an offer I can't refuse, LOL. Thank you, Kels, for that comment, and thank you for being a supporter of the show. Another comment from our good friend, Kenny Kirkpatrick. Hello, Kurt. Keep up the great work. My question to you is simple. With us striking out on ETN and with him signing with New Orleans, do you think Kamara could come over to get one last chance at a Super Bowl with Sean Payton? My thoughts are a 6th or 7th round pick gets it done, and the Saints running back room is too expensive with ETN and Kamara on the roster. Kenny, 100%. We talk about this all the time. I always wanted Alvin Kamara on this team. When people are going to say, well, he's old, he's this. Again, I want him as insurance. I want him when I need a big, you're in a playoff game, you're in a big divisional game. I need a running back that I can trust, that I can give the ball to. I don't need to give this ball the ball to this guy 20, 25 times anymore. We have RJ Harvey, we have Dobbins. But you know what? The guy still is a weapon in this league. He's an unbelievable player for Sean Payton in his career in New Orleans. And, you don't just throw away veteran players that can make big plays in big spots. So if it's going to cost me a 7th rounder and New Orleans is going to pick up most of the contract, and yeah, I'm doing that. And 100%. I mean, I'd rather give the ball to Alvin Kamara than undrafted rookies who I have no faith in. So 100% I would take Alvin Kamara if that's available. Again, pair him with Dobbins, pair him with Harvey. I would 100% do that. And one more tonight was from What's Up Snapper saying, not looking good, my man. I don't know. I'm not 100% with that. Again, am I a little, would I like to get ETN and Devin Lloyd? Yeah. I mean, I'm excited about that. But, free agency just started, right? It just started. Again, I was kind of like you this morning, like, what's going on? What are we going to do? Like, why aren't we doing anything? But, it's early. And I think the nice thing is we don't have the holes, right? Like, if we didn't have Dobbins and he signed somebody else, I would be freaking out. Same thing with Alex Singleton. If we didn't have a starting inside linebacker and now we're like, we need to start, but we don't. If the season started today, listen, I'm okay with Dobbins as the running back and I'm okay with Singleton as the linebacker. Do I still want to get better in the room? Yes, but it's not like we're totally desperate in those spots. Like, I think that's the big difference. Right now, we have everything, right? We have a starting running back. We have starting inside linebackers. I want to upgrade those spots, but it's not like we're 100% desperate. So that's the one thing. I wouldn't say it's not looking good. And again, I don't think, from everything that I've been hearing, the Broncos are still going to be very active. They're still going to sign 3 and 4 more players. And I'm still going to add that to a 14-win team. So I'm excited to see what it brings. I want a running back. I want a tight end. I want a wide receiver. And again, I want to upgrade that inside linebacker room, whether it's through trades, the rest of free agency, or we have to wait to the draft. But those are the 4 spots. And let's go. I mean, we're a 14-3 team that was this close to the Super Bowl without our franchise quarterback in the AFC Championship game. Again, I'll say it again. We beat New England with Bo Nix, and there's a good chance we beat Seattle and win a Super Bowl with Bo Nix in the Super Bowl. So let's not get crazy, okay? Again, I wish I was a little happier, but let's see the next couple days. Now, if nothing else happens, which it's not, but if it, then we're going to have a different show on Friday by the end of the week. But I don't think that's the plan. I think the Broncos will add the skill positions, definitely tight end and wide receiver, and then we'll go from there. Again, the players can be traded. There's going to be some people on the market. So let's go. Broncos country. Again, please come back. You want the latest news, info, and stuff. Subscribe, like the page, leave your comments. Thank you for the comments today, guys. And I will be reading comments throughout the week. But that's going to do it for today for Broncos Daily. Hey, tomorrow, check back. Stuff's going to go down today, right? So once it comes down, we'll break it down here. And let's go, baby. Let's go. Free agency this season has just begun. Let's continue. Let's build this team into Super Bowl champions this year. Have a good one. Go Broncos.